This is Dave from the Caribou Data Science channel on YouTube. I just want to give a quick shout out to the Rumble folks and let you know that and a quick introduction to COVID-19 data and the two methods being used to being tracked. First, I want to point out is that both methods are valid methods of tracking data. It just tracks it two different ways. The second point is the data I'm used here comes from the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control website. There will be a link to that website and my code in the description below this video. And now, also want to point out the plots you're about to see here are basic plots. No smoke and mirrors, no magic numbers. So the most complicated thing I do is I calculate the cumulative total numbers by day. Now, back to the two data types. COVID-19 data is being tracked either by a daily total or a cumulative total. And when you see the two plots, you will immediately understand the difference. Now, remember back in April when we talked about flattening the curve? Well, that appears, the flattening the curve appears in the cumulative total. If, on the other hand, you want to know whether or not on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, whether or not the number of cases or deaths is increasing or decreasing, that's when we need to use the daily total spot. So let's get started. I've already done the script. We need to look at this. It's not important that you understand what I'm doing here. I'm just going to run this script, first of all, set up. Then we're going to run the two plots for the cases, okay? Now, first of all, let's take a look at the cumulative cases. Now here you go. Remember the spike back in April? Then we had a decline in cases. But look what happened here. It continues to go up. And as of August or September 18th, we have roughly 6.7 million cases, confirmed or otherwise cases in the U.S. Now, the thing to understand about this plot is it can only do one or two things. It can continue up as it is, or it can flatten out. But despite the fact of having 7 straight weeks of declining cases, it still isn't flattening out. Okay? Let's take a look at the second plot. Let's just pop this up here. Bring this over here. Okay? Now we see once again the daily cases. So now you see the difference. Here was a spike down in April, back in April. The biggest spike back there was 48,529. Come up here to August. Look at this. This plot, the spike, the current highest spike is 30,000 more than April. But what you see is this continual decline. If we draw a line from here down to here, most of these volatility is going to fall below that line or just slightly above it. But there's a clear downward trend for the last 6 or 7 weeks. And what that tells us is the sacrifices that we as Americans are being asked to make, wearing a mask, social distancing, and isolation when possible, is making a positive difference. It's causing these cases to decline. Okay? So once again, cumulative, daily. Okay, so now let's take a look at the second part of the reports, and that is the reports regarding daily deaths and cumulative deaths. Now, honestly, the pattern isn't quite as clear here as it was in cases, but there's still a trend. Okay, so let's move this up to once again. This is obviously uh, this is obviously uh, a cumulative total. April, we had this huge spike up here in April. The question, did it start to flatten a little bit here? Maybe. But you come up here to the high end, 1.9, 197,000 deaths roughly as of July 17th, or as of September 17th. Okay, with no flattening appearing. Now let's take a look at the daily numbers. Now look at the huge spike here back in April. The spikes back in April. Okay. Here's the current spike, which is August 7th at 1,848 for a single day. 400 different, 1,407. 831. So you can still see a declining trend here. So once again, the efforts that you and me are making, is having a positive effect. Cases are clearly going down, deaths are declining, although a little slower. And that's the good news I have for you today. That's also explained the two different tracking methods. Hope this was helpful to you, and I hope it'll help you next time you see some numbers on the TV screen, you understand immediately what the numbers are really saying. Hey, thanks so much for your time today, and I'll catch you maybe in a day or two with another video. Thanks so much, and have a nice day.